All right, Mike. Welcome everybody to another edition of Convos with Bishop. I'm your host, Marvel Bishop. Happy, I believe it's Thursday? Yeah, happy Thursday. Hope everybody's feeling great, feeling vibely. Appreciate all the YouTube viewership. Everybody, please like, comment, and subscribe to Marvel Bishop TV. As I always say, today is a great day. Not only because I'm here, I'm alive, I'm breathing, but I'm here with history, bro.
Yeah.
I'm here with history, bro. A man that honestly just doesn't even need too many words, honestly, but I always like to give flowers where it's due. You know what I'm saying? I think the first time we've met was that Story.
Yeah.
A long time ago. What, 8 years ago?
A long time. As a matter of fact, it just turned the Story from Amnesia.
Yeah, definitely, man.
They redid the branding, and that was around the time I met
The funny part is,
I think he was doing.
I was doing security. I was just doing security. I opened up. We both opened a Story back in the day, I think, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't really know each other
At all.
but like the respect was there.
Anybody over 6'2",
See,
respect
yeah,
each other.
Yeah.
No offense to nobody.
No offense. Yeah, but like that's how it is, bro.
Yeah.
When you tall, it's like you get that automatic respect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we've been kicking it. We've been cool ever since. Even when I transitioned my security company to a concierge, we've always been doing business however we can. The respect is always there.
Yeah.
Mr. Justice, my man. Yo, I appreciate you coming through, my brother.
My
guy. Man. It's been a long time coming. Yeah. Man, I honestly, I wonder where we should begin, man, because it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's
bro.
a lot of shit, bro.
It's a lot, bro.
It's a lot.
It's overdue.
It's overdue, though. It's overdue. It's
Yeah.
been probably like maybe 3-4 years in the making, honestly, to have this conversation.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get your story before the story,
Right.
for Club Story.
I got you.
Just pretty much, because you're originally from Philly, right?
Right.
So I really want to know, your journey before the journey of where you're in right now.
Got you.
And pretty much, the steps and the methods that you pretty much took that got you to where you are successfully now.
Got you.
So please.
All right. Well, what I'll do is the foundation work of who I am. I'll make a short summary. And the reason for that, we got so many topics to cover.
Yeah.
And if I was to sit here and tell you, everything will be here for
5 hours. No, maybe a whole day.
A month. Literally a month.
Yeah.
The shit that, we experience is such a fast-paced life.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you don't take time and think about it, you don't realize how much you've experienced.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel that way because you're going through it. But when you look back, you realize it was a lot. So, born and raised in Philly. Tough city growing up and being in an environment where, again, my mother was a single mother, really didn't have dad around. So, as a young man, you kind of want to find your identity and you want to figure out who you are, especially if you don't have that support. But, I had my coaches, uncles, friends, so I didn't never really feel the no dad in the house thing.
So you still had the father figure present.
Yeah, like my grandfather.
Got it.
My mother's father. And then, who family friends. Somebody has a boyfriend. I'm a kid.
Got it.
So any kid that's young that doesn't have a father, as soon as a man comes around, he's excited to even hear or talk to a guy. I think that part and going to second part was going to Roman Catholic High School in Philadelphia. Shout out to Roman Catholic. Will always be my foundation.
Big basketball school, right?
Huge.
One of the biggest, right? In Philly.
The country.
In the country, yeah.
In the country.
Yeah.
So just to make this segment special, I got to mention Kobe.
Of course.
I did play basketball for the number one high school team in the country. As a junior, my high school team was ranked number one in the United States. At the time, Kobe Bryant was a senior. And obviously, Kobe was in Philly.
Yeah.
So it's only right for the number one player
of course.
to play against the number one team.
Of course.
And that game happened, I'm sorry to date myself, but in 1995 at Drexel University.
Okay, got you.
Kobe Bryant was a senior in high school. I was a junior. And I'm sure you've seen that post before.
Yeah, of course.
I was in the game maybe 15 minutes and ended up on the front page. So that's just – and Donnie Carr – who's now a coach at LaSalle. He was the main guy. He was our senior. He was the guy that, basically led the team. On that team was also Rasul Butler.
Really?
He was a sophomore.
Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah. So Rasul Butler, who played with me in high school, he also was with me, obviously, previously of high school, because basketball is a circuit. It wasn't like AAU back then. You would go to a neighborhood and you would hoop.
Yeah.
Or you got the Sunny Hill League or whatever little leagues. It wasn't really AAU in the 90s. It just wasn't. So we relied on old school tactics like, you were watching a movie. South Philly would go in North Philly and play against North Philly, or North Philly would go down Southwest, or Southwest would go uptown. Uptown would go to here. And whoever was the best from those areas would gather up and go to those different neighborhoods. And I think that part was stolen from basketball. I mean, due to community violence, whatever. But that allowed us to be kind of like more expanded beyond our neighborhood, because basketball would take us. We going down South Philly. We don't go to South Philly. We're from North Philly.
Yeah,
we like to stay in our hood. But they talking.
Yeah.
So we're going to go down and spank their ass. Period. Yeah. Now, all ball players want to be thugs. We're not thugs. We're not. It's not in us. We portray that, but we do have the people around us from our neighborhoods that are. And
that hold it down when that's necessary.
Right. And I believe the ball players were sacred back then. Like, you can have South Philly versus North Philly, and you can have the biggest whoever in the streets and the biggest whoever in the streets from here, and they will all come to this game. And we were kids.
Yeah.
So we're not even understanding. This was 16th and Susquehanna, by the way. It's like the Dykeman or the Rucker of New York.
I understand.
I'm just giving you that little foundation. I said I'm going to be quick. Those games in that environment, like, subconsciously prepares you for the world. If I look back as an adult and I was the father of myself, I would remove me from that game. It was that. I mean, you're talking about probably about 100 guns at the schoolyard. They betting
really
20, 30K on this game.
Jesus.
The people that are
moments some shit can go down.
It's an unlimited league. So it was a guy named Sad Eye Watson.
Okay.
Unbelievable. He was like the Michael Jordan of the hood. And my uncle, who's still around, Bub, has a store in North Philly, 19th and Dolphin. He took 6 teenagers and put us in an unlimited men's league. So you have to realize this. It sounds like normal today, but in the 90s that wasn't normal, because in the 90s men were men.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about like old school
grit.
You
Exactly.
shouldn't be out here. It's not
Elbow
like the new NBA where you got Jalen Green coming down. Hey, he's not doing
breathe
that.
on the nigga. And
he's not doing that in the 90s.
Foul.
Yeah, he's not doing that in the 90s. None of these young guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them. I think like John Morant, different talent is gritty, but some of these guys are just cupcake, and they it is what it is. So having that, and then going to all boys high school, and then going back to the hood. So I would go to this high school. My high school is predominantly white, Caucasian, a lot of Italians. It's in South Philly. And you had to adjust your culture. You know what I'm saying? Because you would be around your boys, but then when you go to school, you'll get demerits for what you normally would do.
Got it.
So this is all subconsciously happening as a man. You know what I mean? And growing up and preparing me, obviously, for where I'm at right now. But to get back to Rasul was a sophomore, didn't play much, but we knew he was the guy. So by the time I got to my senior year, he's a junior. He's like the top player, and one of the top players in the country. There is no Miami for me without Rasul Butler.
Okay, get into that.
Rasul Butler went to LaSalle. I went to East Stroudsburg. I went D2. I was supposed to go to Temple. My grandfather passed. He only wanted to know about basketball. My mom just get a scholarship. So he goes off to LaSalle. In 2003, I was all conference, Division II, All American. Top 10 in scoring, broke the record for threes, all of that. Just Google it, easy. But that wasn't as much as having the opportunity to see Rasul get drafted to the Heat. And the crazy part about it is the year he got drafted to the Heat was the same. God bless Ed Pinckney from Villanova, was a coach for the Heat. Ed Pinckney brought me down for Summer League. Okay. So now Rasul's with the Heat. I'm down here trying to work out with the Heat. So now we're communicating like, about to be a fucking backcourt for the Heat.
Yeah, no, it's lit.
You know, like we kids.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you're 23.
yeah,
You're dreaming. You know, and it's here. You're playing. And that was the same year they drafted Karan. It was both Butlers. I think Karan was in the first round and Rasul won second round.
Yeah.
And again, I said I would speed it up so it's not drawn out. But Rasul, he kind of was a type of dude that would make you feel special, even if you didn't feel special yourself.
Okay.
You know, you would always be like, "Yo, you good, PG?" You know, that was my name, PG, because I was a point guard. So PG, you good? You know, and then as we grew and as his career continued, you know, God bless him, 14 years in the NBA, 8 different teams. As kids, we would have never thought that even, you know, where he got to, we couldn't fathom.
Yeah.
You know, we in high school. You know what I mean? We barely got money.
Yeah.
And for a guy like him from South Philly, small beginnings, I remember he had one pair of socks. You know, and it was crazy. This was a sophomore, freshman year. I'm like, bro, like, take all my socks.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in a little better situation because my mom, my grandmom, I had support.
Yeah.
So I had socks.
Of
put
course.
it that way.
Yeah.
And, you know, not to put his business out there, but the man had one pair of socks, bro. You know, this is Rasul Butler. One pair of socks. So,
one of the biggest dogs coming out of Philly.
Right. And you look at it and you wonder, how does this man with one pair of socks become a 14-year NBA veteran?
This kind of comes from a place of like foundation, if you think about it, and consistency, and like and simplicity as well too. If you really want to, you know, get down,
right? Yeah. So I was in Miami at 23. Now I'm running around here, you know, shirt off, bucket hat on. I'm enjoying life. You know what I mean? I don't make that team, and I go to Israel, and that was the transition for me. Being in Tel Aviv for 3 years, off and on, back and forth, playing ball. It gave me a different, obviously, perspective on life because now I'm in a whole different culture. I'm dealing with different values. I'm seeing people do different things. I remember the first time I went to Israel, I got off at Ben Gordon Airport, and my agent at the time was in the U.S. And he was like, "Yo, we sending you to Israel. I'm gonna meet you over there." Cool. All right, I ain't make the team, so let me go make some money overseas.
Of course.
I get there, he's like, "Well, I'm not going to be there the first 2 weeks, but I got somebody to handle it." Cool. Whoever your assistant is, I'm with it. I get off the plane. There's a 13-year-old kid waiting for me.
That was his assistant.
His son was his assistant. Shabbat shalom. Like, bro, this is my career.
Yeah.
I'm 23 years old.
Yeah, okay.
And you got a 13-year-old handling me for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's just like, fam,
I was like,
get the fuck out of here.
Right. But he was sharp. He was he was on it.
Okay.
The 13-year-old kid. Not only did he have my transportation ready, he wasn't driving, obviously. But he had my transportation ready. He was talking to me. He was excited, but he was kind of like temperate. He wasn't like 13, like, oh, NBA.
Yeah.
No,
he was about it.
This is what he does.
Yeah, no, that's
at 13.
impressive.
So he's like, "Justice, you good?" All right. You know, he joked a little bit. You know, "Oh, how was it playing?" Woo. So we talked. But the thing that shocked me the most, my first day, he was like, "Hey, we're going to stop and meet people." I'm like, cool. You know, I'm thinking like PR. Bro, it wasn't PR. The first house I went to, it was a multi-family house. It was mom, dad, kids, grandma. We go in there. I'm thinking, you know, my agent's people. It was a Jewish holiday. Now, I can't remember. It wasn't Passover, but it was a Jewish holiday, and the custom was to be able to go from house to house to house.
Got it.
Mind you, I'm coming from North Philly. You don't go in people's house. So culture.
Yeah.
It goes culture.
I got you. Yeah.
I'm going in these people's house. These little kids are running up on me, and I'm like grabbing me, like holding me, and I'm just like, these is kids I don't know.
Yeah.
But now he took me out that house. We was there for 30 minutes. We go to another one. We went to 5 different houses in 3 hours. Because it's
different type of culture, man.
Bro, different type of culture.
You don't do that shit in New York. You
wasn't
don't do that,
wasn't no
in the
police.
East Coast, you don't be going to people's houses.
Bro, you go to somebody's house, you ain't coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
you know
the
what
only thing that you're actually doing is going to their porch.
But this was the thing. Let me play with their kids. You invite somebody in, you don't just walk out the room with a 3-year-old little girl. Like, it was just mind blowing.
Kind of shows you how Western civilization kind of just like hyper sexualizes stuff, hyper everything,
Right.
everything. You know what I'm saying?
Everything. And even going there, oh, they bombing.
Yeah.
Bro,
Nah,
stop,
yeah,
bro.
Stop.
Yeah, it's not
They,
happening.
we kind of like
Everybody goes through
We kind
it.
of put things in the perspective of like everything has to be like the minority and not the majority.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, it really isn't that way. It's
It's
actually
not.
the majority is like, yo, it's like it's all good. Like what's happening
All
minor
good.
is happening minor. Like
And that's
one
what
out of
that's what they're
100
capturing.
problems.
Yeah, and that's what they're capturing.
Mm-hmm.
But North Philly is way more dangerous than Israel. I will put that on the record. It's way more dangerous. But I love my city.
I got
you know
you.
what I mean? I love my city. So having that experience, coming back, going back and forth. I did play with the Globetrotters for a little bit on the Nationals,
Mm-hmm.
and just did that whole circuit. Met Cedric Sabalas, was a good friend of mine, and you know, I was an NBA player, not in the NBA, if that makes sense.
I understand.
Because we all that made it, we all played against each other. We all
Mm-hmm.
know each other, and that status was never.
Did that bother my bad for
Go ahead.
cutting you off, but did that bother you? Because, you know, I played basketball, right?
Yeah.
I only played college basketball, then a little
Yeah.
bit of semi-pro.
Right.
I didn't really go
Oh, yeah.
to, you know, the NBA or like
Yeah.
go to overseas because I
Right.
wasn't that good. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's hard.
Right.
For you being that good of a player, that great
Yeah.
of a player pretty much, knowing that you're not playing in the NBA and you could probably bust half of these motherfuckers' asses.
Right.
Like, did that strike your nerve a little bit?
In the moment, it does.
Okay.
I think in the moment it does, but I also, you know, and this is why I said I'll summarize it because we'll be here all day. Moving up to after basketball and now looking back, I wouldn't take nothing away because with basketball players, forget is we can't play forever.
Even though we feel like we could play forever.
It's not happening, bro.
yeah.
It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? You just can't play forever. So what did the game do for you? For me, it was the Holy Lands. I mean, I was in the room that Jesus had the Last Supper. I prayed at the Well and Wall with rabbis. You know, I had the opportunity to touch the stone that they said they laid Jesus on. Yeah, whether they laid them on there or not, I touched it. You know what I mean? And just to walk through Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? At the moment I'm doing it, I'm not thinking about it. I'm just like, I'm in Israel. I'm playing ball. Where's the next party tonight?
Yeah.
Like, I'm
No, I
not
got
thinking
you.
of nothing. But as I reflect, I say, how does a kid from North Philadelphia end up in the same room? That's the Last Supper. How?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to
No,
me when
yeah.
I look back. And now I'm looking
Kind of
at,
like manifest destiny if you think about it.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah,
if somebody
yeah.
came to me and was
Yeah.
like, yo, what you do last week? Oh, I was in the room. Jesus had the Last Supper.
Bro, and here's another thing, too, that I kind of want to point out. And I don't necessarily know how to put this in words, but I'm going to try this the best possible.
Gotcha.
It's actually pretty funny how, like, I've learned that experience that you've had in Jerusalem and in Israel because low-key, the way that you actually handle business is symbolic and representative and parallel to that
culture.
experience. Yeah, bro. Like,
Yeah.
am I off?
No, you're 100% right. And the thing is, it's not about race. It's not about religion. It's about quality of life, right? Quality of life is supporting your people.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Quality of life is if you say something, do it. Quality of life is handling business correctly. Quality of life is paying people you owe. Quality of life is making sure that you take care of people that's taking care of you. That's just it just so happens that culture emphasizes that. You get what I'm saying? So to be around an emphasized culture subconsciously for 3 years, you don't have a choice but to feel and do some of those things, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know? So yeah, man, it's really, that was a journey. And then, like I said, I want to shorten it up. Coming to Miami. Let's just start with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Coming back really to Miami, what it was, because I already was here as a hooper. So it wasn't like I came here to throw parties. I never grew up saying, oh, I want to be a party promoter. Like, I was the cool basketball guy that spent the money in the club. So it was the opposite for me. So it was like when I came into the business, my transition maybe have been a little easier because of, again, Russell Butler. At the time, he was drafted to the Heat, played here 3-4 years. One phone call from Russell, make sure Justice is good. Ain't nobody going to not.
Yeah, we're going to do what they
He's a
need to
Heat
do to make
player.
sure-
You know
yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Miami. So it's just kind of like he opened that door in a way he didn't even know. And he was the one that co-signed me once I met, the GOAT, Mike Gardner. You know, that's my GOAT.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how we go about things, that's my GOAT.
Yeah,
You know
which I
what I
kind of
mean?
want to low key get into a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah.
in a political standpoint.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
I ain't
yeah.
trying to,
No, I get it.
Yeah,
But I have to.
I've always had that question for you. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying?
have to. People don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People just guess, and both our demeanors, we're not that approachable for that type of information.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah.
Especially
No, I got
not
you.
MG.
No, of course.
But me, I'm a little more.
Yeah.
You can come talk to me if you my peoples, and
Yeah.
obviously I'm talking about it now.
I think okay, so I'll just say this.
Yeah.
I think for me, I personally don't care like what happened between y'all two, you know,
Yeah.
honestly. But as far as that actually it happening, I was like, damn,
Yeah.
like that kind of low key hurt. Dog. I
Yeah.
was like, oh man, if y'all,
Yeah.
dog, the fucking future, dog.
Yeah.
What would have happened
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
y'all would have?
Yeah.
We would have never like.
Yeah.
Actually, we do know. We do know what we had.
Yeah, we
But it's
know.
like-
we experiencing it,
Yeah.
but we experiencing it maybe a watered down version. Yeah, I would say. Because both of us are gonna go.
No matter what, yeah.
the-
And shout out to Mike Garner first.
Shout
of all.
out the GOAT.
Shout out the fucking
Shout out
the
the
man.
GOAT.
The
That's
man.
the GOAT.
Yes.
Like there's no way other way around it. It's three people in my industry that I continue to look at that I will never feel like I surpass because I believe life is lessons until you leave.
Yeah.
Mike Gardner is one of them. Alex Goodwin from Atlanta is another one, and then just my local guys like the Cousin E's, the Troys, you know, guys you don't know, but they like the foundational guys because when I was going home to Philly when I was playing ball, those was my promoters, and so just to be able to sit back and soak in what they were doing,
Yeah.
always contributed to the bigger.
Yeah. It's funny because when I
I'm gonna
actually,
get some water. That's good.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's fine. So I actually got a little bit of trouble of the last post I actually posted.
Oh yeah.
In regards to, I think that's in the shot, right? Or no? This, yeah. If you could just.
Oh this. Oh yeah. Get this out of here.
So when I posted in non-chronological order, the concierge hosts that I think who are the best premiums from Miami,
Yeah.
somebody told me that not mentioning Mike Garner was an oversight, but I did it for a reason.
Okay.
That dude is in another.
He's a GOAT.
Is another dimension.
He's a GOAT.
And honestly, I don't really consider him a concierge host.
No, he's
I
not.
don't even consider him a promoter.
He's not.
He's a deity.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like it's like there's God, which is him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then you got everybody else.
Right.
So it's like when my boy told me it was an oversight, but then afterwards he kind of like dived into what I was actually saying.
Right.
He's like, you know what? It does make sense.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of hard to like, for me at least, because, you know, yes, like I'm in the concierge realm right now, but like I don't nearly have the experience when it comes to you.
Right.
You know, it's like you gotta have some type of tiers
Yeah.
and different definitions when it comes to promoters,
Yeah.
concierge hosts.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference. It's like
Yeah.
sometimes it can overlap, but like Mike Garner is here when it comes
Right.
to he's Mike Garner is pretty much everything, and you know, it's what my boy said. Mike is pretty much everything that we're trying to pretty much strive right now.
Right.
As far as like, dog, he did dog,
Yeah.
real quick, history, real quick. Do you
Yeah.
remember the fucking party at fucking Story?
I do.
Jay-Z and Beyonce,
I do.
dog.
Yeah.
Top 3 experiences
Yeah.
of my life
Yeah.
of working there.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
It was so crazy that we didn't even get to see them.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
And
we
the
were
thing-
charging like $400 or $500 at the door. Like
It was at a stack at
It-
one point. Yeah, it was at a stack. Yeah, for sure. That was a little before my time, but I was around.
yo,
Yeah.
I don't think you understand, bro. Like
$1,000 to get in the party. Just $1,000 to get in.
Just
you
to
ain't
get
even,
in.
You ain't even getting a drink yet. Yeah. Yeah. Well, some people did. But
It's
the
crazy.
rest packed it in. The
Yeah.
rest packed it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Mike is a unique individual at his craft. He's a master at his craft. I believe the parallel that we can use because again, you're talking about a person I'm actually close with. You understand what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever anybody thinks on it, it doesn't matter. That I'm actually close with. That if you're close with somebody enough, you're going to go through something.
Of course.
And we
bound to
went
happen.
through our period, but you know, COVID mended everybody's problems kind of in a way because
Yeah.
you have no choice but to eventually communicate. or
COVID
come
definitely
together.
evened the playing field a little bit.
Yeah, well, I think it filtered it.
Okay, that's a better way to put it.
Yeah, I think it filtered it because
Okay,
the top dogs are still the top dogs, but those who appear to be the top dogs are missing.
People who are gonna,
There's people.
The cream is gonna rise to the top.
A lot of people missing now.
Yeah,
in the industry, it's just like, where are they? You know what I mean? But they couldn't survive. Right, they couldn't survive that wave, and so that's the gift and the curse with COVID and all of that stuff. As far as how it did any industry in the country, it filtered it. Excuse me.
All good.
But
want to get some water? Yeah, sure. It's all good.
So Mike, if you had parallel with myself, I always tell people the same story. Michael Gardner's from Chicago, right? Played at UM basketball.
Yeah.
I'm from Philadelphia. Played at East Stroudsburg basketball with the Heat, however way you want to look at it. If you really want to get a good parallel of how we are, he will be Michael Jordan, but I'm the Mamba. That's how I see it.
Okay.
Because everything Michael Gardner does,
you emulated it. Yeah.
I know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not personal. Like, you know how people
Yeah.
made fun of Kobe?
Yeah.
Oh, you trying to be like Jordan?
No, it was a carbon copy of fucking Michael Jordan.
That lasted
he
what?
Stuck his tongue out just
yeah,
like
but
him.
that lasted how many years? 2-3 years before they start saying, that's
shit.
Kobe.
Yeah.
He still got Mike Turnaway, but that crossover or that move he just made, I ain't never seen Mike do that. Or Kobe did this. I ain't. It goes back and forth, and I believe that even Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, that situation, because of the way that was, may have been tension. You know what I mean? Competitors. And we've had those moments. Like, like when you see Kobe playing against Mike in the All-Star game, it still was Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it, to keep my peace about us as men. This is our parallel. And it's too close. It's exactly the same dynamic. And it gives me peace about our situation. And we were able to talk and as men, a year or so ago. And it really helped both of us, I think, the healing of it.
Good.
So,
good.
Yeah.
I
started under headline.
That actually makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah.
Because I've always...
People are confused, but we're not talkative people.
But the problem is that there's too many... Y'all not talkative.
Yeah.
But there's too many other motherfuckers that get chatty-patty.
Yeah, that's what we want.
And it's like, dog, I've had... And I'm not going to name any names, but I have way too many people that be fucking talk out of turn, thinking they know what the fuck they talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm like... Dog, you have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
You know how many stories I've heard from that between y'all two?
Yeah.
At least 10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I think, so there's a conversation we can have now, which we're doing right now.
Right.
And I feel like there's a conversation off air we can have. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I'm just happy that I'm able to understand it right now.
Yeah.
Other than, because for
trying
me,
to figure it out.
Yeah, bro, I don't give a fuck what
It's
other people,
stupid.
because you're not even on the table.
Yeah.
You don't even deserve to be in the fucking in the town or where the fucking room of the table is supposed to be.
We still want you to come to the party on Friday at Dare.
Of course, yes, which we'll get to in a little bit.
We ain't dismissing people.
No, definitely not.
I get what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I think that, we live in a chatty town. This is Miami. It's a Sunshine State. It's a beautiful place, but it also can be a very difficult place. Difficult because it's clickety.
Yeah.
It's clickety. And the goal was always to, now I'm getting into Miami nightlife, if you get.
What I do say is that, number one, I appreciate all the contributions that you pretty much have in the industry. I think a lot of people don't really give people flowers as much as they should.
Right.
But the great thing is that, and I'm really happy that you and Mike are pretty much good right now.
Yeah, we're good.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the beautiful part. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If that would have never happened, that would have never happened.
Right.
Game time lifestyle would have never happened.
Right.
So let's get into that. I want to kind of get into the
right.
how that came about.
Well, game time lifestyle is unique because of this. Game time lifestyle existed before Miami. Game time lifestyle, Game time lifestyle was started 2010 in Arizona. I was doing parties in Scottsdale with Cedric Sabalas.
Okay.
So that's where it started. So it was I think I was about 30, 31, getting to that point where you say, what the I'm going to do after basketball.
Yeah.
Cedric was a DJ. He had a great career. Cedric Sabalas played with Magic Johnson. This is a great Cedric, and he was still working with the Suns. At that particular time, it was a kid named Sean Singletary that was playing for the Suns that was from Philly. So, and Hakeem Warwick that was playing with the Suns that was from Philly. So now you got two kids that's from Philly.
Motherfuckers be low key holding shit down.
Yeah, we be messing. We be messing shit up. we be messing shit up.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna mention Kev.
I was gonna say you could go in a little bit.
Meek, we ain't even going. Will,
bro.
Yeah. So, and the thing is that at that time, it was a little easier because it was just a matter of calling teammates or homies up. Yo, I'm having a party. Come through. Oh, we're gonna bust it down. We know the girl's gonna be there. We know it's gonna be vibey. I'm gonna make it private. It started out as private parties for players. That's what I started out doing.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm a player, so I know what players would like to do, what type of environment they need to be in, what type of people they need to be around. I can control the environment, because back then you wasn't worried about Snapchat and Instagram and stuff like that. It existed, but nobody was really like, oh, I'm gonna record the player, doing this the night before a game or this, that, and the other. We're human beings.
Yeah.
We human beings. We're not sheep or cattle. We are allowed to go out as men, no matter what profession we have, and enjoy ourselves. Now, we do have a responsibility to play. We do have a responsibility to perform. And the number one guy of going out and performing is Allen Iverson. Let's just clap it for Allen.
Pound for pound,
Allen Iverson. Bro.
Pound for pound, he's the best ever.
But I'm just saying that because I'm from Philly.
Yeah.
And I was out, and I just don't know how this dude will party 4 or 5 in the morning and then go drop 50 the next night. Like nobody else can do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when I seen that, I was like, he deserved the party.
Yeah. No, facts.
You know what I mean? Like, this guy is just different.
Yeah.
And
kind of has a little bit of parallel with like Michael Irvin a little bit.
Who's that? Michael Irvin.
Yeah, because Michael Irvin used to play hard, work hard as well
that
too.
Michael Irvin different.
Yeah.
Michael. I love Mike, but OG. Shout out to Michael Irvin, man. That's the OG always. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I obviously watched and know he played at Miami, etc. I also had a cousin, Jaquan Newton. Okay. That was a point guard at UM.
Okay. Cool.
And he kind of came. 4 or 3 years ago, and those guys, Davion Reed, who now plays with the Nuggets, who else? Bruce Brown, plays for Boston. You got Skywalker, my guy, played the Spurs, which is Lonnie Walker. So these was like, I was like promoting parties, and these kids, my cousin was around them, so they want to come out, but where can they go? One, where they don't get in trouble, or
they feel safe. They feel safe to be able to let loose a little bit.
It's like it's about putting people in position. Like, people think parties is just parties. Is so much more. Bro,
it's so multifaceted. Bro. It's crazy.
This is Miami. It's bigger.
Also, here's another thing too. Like, if you really think about it, if you weren't the person who you were, and then the background, the catalog that you had when it comes to, respect you have, on the basketball court, what you did, and like, the history you had, none of these other basketball players would be fucking with you at all. Like like when it comes, like, people don't really talk about this, bro. Like, not everybody can actually serve and actually host athletes.
Yeah, it's different.
Not everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you got to be cut from a different cloth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And more so, actually be able to relate to them on a level where, like, you actually played at least maybe on a certain level that they did, to even get that respect. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is, a lot of people, and before this interview today, just didn't notice. They know, they just thought I'm a tall nigga walking around. And he's a promoter. That's cool. I'll take it. I don't care. But what I'm saying is, for me, again, there is no formula to it, because this is my DNA. It's who I am. Got it. And if I'm a former athlete and I'm dealing with a young buck, like, young buck, chill out. It's hard for a promoter to be in that position and say that to somebody that's elite or have millions of dollars. You could be a billionaire, and if you playing ball, you still my young boy. Like, young boy, chill out.
Facts.
Young boy, calm down. I know you signed for 60, but I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, literally.
I do this.
Yeah, I literally don't care. Like, I've been where you've been. Maybe didn't get the money that you getting, but I've been in those environments. If not, what even? I played against the Bean. You played against the Bean? No. Like, I always say that. That's my old head thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I beat the Mamba. And it's true. It's written. Now, can I beat Mamba 101? Hell no.
Yeah, no, I got it.
You know what I'm saying? But to have that opportunity in my life and for it to be a fact gives you a confidence that, I mean, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so let's talk about the transition of confidence when it comes to, like, what you do.
Right.
And to have the type of confidence that you have, you also need to have people along your side to work with you to have that same confidence.
Yeah.
So I'm getting into Harold right now.
Yeah.
And shout out to fucking Harold,
shout
Miami
out.
Good Life.
Shout out.
Dog,
I call him Chapo.
Chapo.
Yeah.
Like, y'all are so similar but different at the same time. It's scary.
Yeah, it's really scary. It's going to get really scary.
Well, it is going to get scary. It is
really scary.
But let's just get in the vacuum real quick and let's just talk about the times of Wall.
Yeah, Wall.
Like,
okay.
Because that was when the first time I've actually seen you guys in action.
Yeah.
Together.
2015.
Yes, sir.
We started it in 14, but 15 was kind of how it when it picked up. So Wall was unique because Harold was already working at Wall.
Okay.
At the time, around that time was the time that me and MG, the GOAT, kind of went separate ways, right? And it really had me in a dark place because I kind of invested. I took Game Time Lifestyle, put it on the side. I was 100% headliner.
Got it.
I mean, that was my thing. That's what I was doing, and I feel like that's the direction I needed to go. When that didn't work out, I didn't really have anywhere to turn to. I noticed I didn't really have, like, I couldn't just branch off and just, like, so I had to really, it was a time where I thought about leaving.
Really?
Believe it or not. After that.
Leaving Miami.
Yeah.
Going back to Philly.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So if I'd have made
Thank
that
God
move,
you didn't.
yeah, we wouldn't be sitting here. But it was a time I thought about going back home and kind of doing a reset. Because again, when you are close with someone and you have a falling out and they're such a powerful person, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So I kind of went into that again. That parallel I was talking about, I went kind of like a Mamba mode.
Of course.
And I was trying to figure it out, and Harold wound up bringing me to Wall. And then I just went into my Rain Man a little bit, and I just was looking around. I'm like, this has never been done.
Yeah.
So I said,
Wall was different, bro.
Bruh.
Wall was different.
Shout out to Navin Nicola.
yes.
Navin Nicola.
Yeah. Wall was fucking different, bro.
The story is unique, man. The story is unique because I go into Wall, and as I go into Wall office, they had their own office. So we're there. I meet Nicola. I meet Navin. Harold's excited, right? Because that's just Harold. When Harold first meets you, he's like the best guy in the world, and then he continues to be the best guy, but then you learn Harold, So when we approached it, it was kind of like, okay, Harold, Justice, we kind of know you, but we don't. This is Wall. You're talking hip hop. I don't know. Like
hip hop on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Well, no, they have Favela. I had Thursday.
Oh, you had Thursday.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah.
It was Thursday.
Favela Beach was popping.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yes,
that
it
was their
was.
night.
Yes, it was.
It's like 8 years strong, 10 years strong.
Even though at that time too on Tuesday they had Rewaters too.
Yeah. Well, Favela lasted like since Wall was open. Like, that was like 9-10 year party.
Yeah. No, I got
so
it.
it was like I'm looking at the foundation of the club, and I'm like, this is it. So I get with Harold, and at that time, Harold was Harold, young, ambitious, like crazy dude, like and I'm meeting him, and he's vibing with me, but at the same time, I'm like, yo, be still, like, just stop for a second, like
that's Harold, bro.
Yo,
Harold gets it popping.
Like, yo, we can do this, we can do this.
Yeah,
I understand that, but I need a contract.
Yeah.
That's where the business part of me.
Harold is the person that he's kind of like me. He builds planes in the air.
Yeah.
You was like, dog, we are not, this plane is not leaving until we get the fuel, until we get the propellers, boat captains, the student, like, Like,
and the landing gear. Don't forget, we got to land, So,
like,
But, so, at the time, like, again, Harold was super, he actually pulled back at first because he kind of had his schedule. And I was disrupting it by giving him his, saying, let's do a party. So Navin and Nicole, I was kind of like, you cool, but like, this our guy, and we want you kind of guys to work together. So that's why I say shout out to Nicola and Navin, because they was the actually ones that made us kind of come together. I could have did it on my own.
Okay.
But
so they were the glue.
Yeah, they kind of was the glue for us in the beginning. And then we naturally got it together, and we kind of figured things out, and then we started to be together and then separate from bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
And with Harold, we started Wall. We started out it was a project, man, and we had to figure out the niche because now at Wall I got, at the time I think we had James Johnson. This is a little bit. We had James Johnson a lot that used to play with the Heat. Shout out to James. He's with Brooklyn right now.
Yeah.
But I can't think of who was my guy at the time. I had a
like
guy.
Your main.
Yeah, my main. I had
my main host?
like my main. Ball players that would come in.
Ball players.
I had Sewell. at the time.
You had him.
I had
Bro, it was just
ball
athletes,
players.
Bro, you had Tyrese.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyrese. You had
Bill
Rick
Bellamy.
Ross.
Yeah.
Bill Bellamy.
Yeah.
Bro,
Wall was crazy.
Bro, and then I think the most beautiful part about it is, and I don't think anybody can ever replicate it, is that much energy in such a small fucking
room.
place.
20 tables, bro.
Like, dog, you can literally
20
be
tables.
right next to rubbing shoulders
Right.
with Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Like literally right next to him.
Yeah,
some clubs is like, you kind of like, separate.
Right.
No, you right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh my God, dog.
Yeah, unbelievable. And again, when you throw events in Miami, everybody has their own demographic.
Okay.
Wall created limitless on the demographic, meaning over here is a guy from Wall Street that's like 60 in a suit with his buddies that's staying at the W because they got a seminar the next day.
Yeah.
Over here is Raheem from Opalaka that just hit a lick. So now he want to spend $5,000 a night because it's his girl's birthday.
Yeah.
They're sitting next to the Wall Street guy.
Yeah.
Next to him is a bunch of dudes that don't even speak English from Europe.
Dog,
Next
it was
to
a
them
conglomerate,
is some
bro.
Spanish people that don't speak English and that came over and just want to enjoy. And so when you look around the room, it turned into Skittles. It literally was a room full of beautiful, different cultures and people all under one umbrella listening to hip hop. Mm-hmm. And that's what hip hop does.
Yeah.
Hip hop crosses those barriers and allow people to enjoy themselves.
I think one of the other things too that I really appreciated about the Wall was like there was literally like walls you had to go through to get into Wall.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just one rope.
Yeah.
There was two, maybe even three ropes.
Yeah.
You
outside, they wouldn't let you in the lobby.
That's what made it. I don't think people really like. You understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
I don't think really people like really look at it from that angle.
Yeah.
When I saw that shit, I look at things from the a different side. How I get down. Yep. When I saw that, I was like, oh, y'all fucking Fort Knox.
Yeah. And then once you got to the door, forget about it. We don't even let guys in. I'm the same way.
You can literally get through the first time.
Table, or exactly. Going home.
You can get through the first rope. That's cool. Let's see if you can get through the second rope.
The second rope was the one.
The second rope was like, oh shit! All right, we got to spend. We got to spend 5 bands real quick. What's up, yo, Jordan? You got 3?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Otherwise, go ahead, man.
Go home.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. And it was again when I started it was at a time where it was a lot of turmoil.
Okay.
In the industry. I don't want to be Tupac today, but
it
was just a lot of turmoil and it was a lot of tension. And to start a Thursday night party when that was at the peak of Story, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But I never felt like I needed to infiltrate anybody's market. I always feel like I created my own market. I don't feel like I create parties and then because I create this party, this is going to happen. It's so crazy.
Even like, and I'm going to be real with you. Like, even though like your party was on a Thursday, like y'all was just different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you wasn't stepping on anybody's toes or something like that. Nah, y'all was just doing a different thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it continued.
Different strokes for different folks, bro.
Yeah, it continued. So Game Time Lifestyle, again, when I partnered with Harold, the goal was to be able to, one, not put myself obviously in the same position I did before and put Game Time away. It was to let Game Time be Game Time and for me to help my brother grow as well.
Yeah.
And helping them grow obviously helped me as well.
For putting, so this is kind of like a question I think maybe you can definitely answer this.
Yeah.
For having the same goal pretty much kind of like, and being in the same industry, but having 2 different brands that you guys both built separately.
Right.
How does that work?
Yeah. So again, it's unique. It's unique in a way, and I'll tell you this because when it comes to Chapo, aka Harold, Ain't nothing
love
else.
that nigga.
Ain't nothing else but Miami good life. That's just
how
how
he
he
his
is.
hair, bro. Why did he cut his hair?
He'll grow back in a
Okay,
week.
cool.
Yeah, you know, it's Harold. Next thing you know, he come out with braids. It's like, bro, did you have a fade yesterday?
Yeah.
You know,
Went to Glass House, and shout out to Glass House, by the way.
Yeah, Glass House is rolling, bro.
On Wednesdays, pull up on my boy real quick.
Wednesdays is rolling.
Saw him one day, and then he had short hair. Like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
I was like, but continue.
He'll switch it up and based on his mood. But, again, shout out to like guys like Javi and Jordan. I like to use them for example because Javi and Jordan both had separate companies, and they both came and made one big company, which was Varsity. And I think for them, it works. Mm-hmm. Mike was the GOAT already, so whatever attaches to him. Mm-hmm. He's a walking entity.
Yeah.
These are the guys that I acknowledge. These are the guys that like people may think is something there, and I love these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love Javier, man.
Yeah,
I love
Javier.
I love his
Jordan.
grit. Yeah, I love his grit. And he's a hell of a DJ, low key.
Yeah.
People don't even know it.
Really?
He was
I didn't know.
DJ Golden Boy.
Yeah, you know what? Damn.
DJ Golden Boy.
Facts.
Big time DJ, bro. Sometimes I remember back in the day when we were in the mix together, I'm like, bro, just go on set, bro.
Yeah.
Your DJ's whack. like you
Bust
can
it down
DJ
real quick,
the
dog.
promoter can DJ better than the DJ. And I'm like, bro,
so
I looked at those different things, and until this day, me and Harold always talk about it. I mean, we're 8 years in now, so we kind of like plateaued out. Mm-hmm. Like the emotions is not as high. We're kind of more simple with things.
Yeah, got it.
More trust, and still growing. So it was just like, bro, if you have an entity and I have an entity, why can't we just find out where these entities work so the brand can be expanded for both of us?
Yeah.
Both of us have lives.
Yeah.
Both of us have families.
There are things that's called joint ventures.
Right. So, we figure it out.
But a lot of people, bro, okay.
I know.
I might have to go to church real quick.
I know.
A lot of people in these fucking in this industry, bro, they begin to fucking butthurt about
my company.
I need my number, my name, my brand.
I need this.
Yeah. Dog, nobody gives a fuck about your brand, bro.
Yo, man, I just had this conversation again with a young lady, and I'm like, hey, you want to come work? Well, I don't really want to work under anybody.
Dog.
What? Let me get this straight. Whatever you do, Uncle Sam, you're working under him.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No matter where you go in America, you're never ever going to not work
Work
under something. Like it is. Even under God in itself.
So just get your fucking head out your ass.
Right.
And connect get this paper.
Connect to bigger brands.
Yeah.
And the example I used was if I was an athlete and I had a good buzz as a player, but then I get offered a contract from Nike, Adidas, Reebok. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say I'm bigger than Nike, Adidas, and Reebok. I'm going to pick one of those brands and expand my brand. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that's what players do. Mm-hmm. How do players become popular? Because they're on commercials, because they have endorsements.
Yeah.
How do they make more money doing things? It's because they have endorsements.
They're working with other brands.
So that's the whole twist, is that being able to understand that it's bigger than your feelings, your emotions, that the business is bigger than the person, and you have to allow the business to be bigger. Mm-hmm. The problem is people want to be bigger than the business, and they get in their own way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not really pushing those buttons like that. And I'm an older guy, and I kind of been through it. So it's just kind of like I just sit back and I'm artistic with it. Mm-hmm. I'll draw it up, I'll put it together, and just put it out there.
And you have like a no tolerance policy when it comes to like, not working or working with people anyway.
Yeah.
Like that woman that you spoke to, whatever.
Right.
Like, she ain't about it. Okay, next.
Done.
Like, I don't need you. I want you
I want
to
you.
be
and
with
I want to help.
And I want to help.
And I think you're
but
dope.
Guess what? If you need to help,
right.
you need to help yourself first.
Cool. Done. And even if you come back, I still will look out, as long as it wasn't
disrespectful or like
any rude or weird or something.
Yeah,
exactly, because then I get into that cutoff mode.
Because some people also do need to spin the block to get their lunch first.
Right.
Yo, Justice, man, you know what?
Yeah.
You was right. Yeah, nigga, I know I was right.
Duh. Now you wasted.
Now let's get this money.
Now you wasted 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm over here just loving it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I want to be able to, like, even like I said, I've been talking to you how long to come on and talk to you and support your movement, because I enjoy your podcast, and I believe that this podcast will be top 5 in Miami eventually.
Appreciate it.
After that, take over the country.
Yeah.
That's the mindset. And because you're good at what you do on and off camera. So let me give you your flowers, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
You know
Thank
what I mean?
Man. Thank you. Yeah, man. So, all right. So
What we got?
We got a little bit more time.
Okay.
So
We'll speed up.
Yes, yeah. So
Speed up.
So pretty much, the partnership you pretty much been having with Harold, right?
Harold,
it's been phenomenal.
Yeah.
So it's about to get even more phenomenal.
Yeah.
So talk to me about it.
So
I'm sorry, real quick.
Go ahead.
How did you even get here to begin with? That's what I want to know. Because
Say it again?
How did you even get there to begin with? I kind of know.
Which one?
From being pretty much one of the people in Miami, and
Right.
now you about to go a little bit up north to handle your business.
Got you.
Like,
Got
how
you.
did that happen? Where was that connection?
Now I'm gonna give you the logical point of view
Okay.
because I gave you the backdrop with Israel. I'm a very spiritual man, super spiritual as far as like understanding what's happening in my life, looking at it, and then looking at opportunities and knowing I'm prepared for it.
Yeah.
But like, damn, I went through all that. Why did I go through all that? And then when the opportunity comes, you're like, oh, that's why. I'm ready for this shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been ready for this shit if I didn't go through the gutter.
Yeah, facts.
So Harold, his charisma, him very well. He gets the call, right? Mind you, we coming off a COVID year. And Harold kind of like, everybody kind of had to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
His thing was, the water was popping.
Yeah.
Everybody know the water was popping.
Yeah.
That was like the go-to for any promoter during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I still believe I got the record. 12 yachts one day. Yeah, 12 yachts one day. It's a big group, about 60 cats I knew from the West Coast. Next thing you know, they had other people flying.
No, wait. You ain't gonna just gloss over this shit, dog. Wait a minute. How many?
Yeah, 12 in one day.
You chartered 12 yachts in one
day.
Fucking day.
One day during COVID. That was it.
During
COVID, yeah. It was only 8 people allowed.
I don't think you understand what the fuck that means, bro. Motherfuckers these days can't even friggin' charter a one yacht for a week.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not just trying to hype it up now for the fucking gram. No, like that's that's
thank you. I appreciate it, bro.
No, like from the industry they're in.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy,
God
bro.
damn.
It was crazy.
And even to man that.
Yeah.
Even to facilitate that is fucking nuts.
Yeah, it was tough. And I had 3 different pairs. Like, I had the one, obviously Miami Marina, Beach Marina. I had the one over there by Bayshore. And then another one in over at Fountain Blue. So I had to be at 3 different spots and also get the boats to one location because everybody knew each other. So the Fountain Blue had to come down, and then I had to get them to go up, and we had to find a middle ground, which the middle ground I think was like I think we wound up being in one of the mountain islands somewhere.
And a lot of these yacht charters, a lot of these yacht captains, they be bougie as fuck, dog. They be like, no, I'm not going down south. No, I'm not going by Kiki.
All that.
No, I'm not going for friggin' Fountain Blue.
I ain't had none of those problems, bro. This straight beast mode.
Yeah.
This straight beast mode. And what happens with, see, Miami is ran by the paper, bro. So I'm not the type to, I know what I made off of that. You can get what I can make off of that, but I tipped out so good.
Yeah.
I tipped out my captains.
Gotta take care of people in this industry,
I took out my captains. I
this
tipped
is where
out
it's
the
at.
stewardess.
Yes, sir.
Our personal relationship. So me saying it was different. Justice, whatever you need. And that's just building up that business relationship before that situation happens. So when it happens, you don't got to go through your normal things.
Yeah.
So that was just a unique day, man. I mentioned that because of COVID. And the reason why it happened, I don't want to sound like I'm the man, but it was only 8 people allowed on the yacht. Remember during COVID, they took
they did.
They did.
From
So
13 to 8.
To 8. So I had no choice but to get, because now I got 8 people.
Yeah.
So the way I worked around, there's always loopholes to having fun. I took those 12 yachts. I found the destination. I put those 12 yachts in a circle, and I called up 8 jet skis. So they were going on jet skis from boat to boat to boat to boat to boat. It was this party in one big circle.
Yeah. And then once they're anchored,
that's it.
As many motherfuckers can go on that shit.
They couldn't tie up, but
Yeah.
that's why I bought the 8 jet skis for. So if you want to go to your
bounce
boy
back
boat,
out,
it was crazy. It was girls going from boat to boat. Like I almost got nervous.
Why doesn't too many people know about that, bro?
I have it on video.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I had my camera. I had to get my camera guy that day. It's in the archives. It's in the archives, and I mean, I got so much.
Happen.
Yeah, I got so much in those archives, but I'm not here to take over anything.
Yeah, I got
I'm just here to be me. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where people get lost at. The Miami belongs to no one, bro. Miami's a female.
That's what a lot of these two people need to understand.
They gotta come over. They want to be Scarface. Oh, the king of the world.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you know how many Scarfaces came through Miami over the last 100 years?
And Scarface's father as well too.
Right. So it's not. You're never.
Like, yeah.
You're never going to run Miami. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. What people don't understand is that listen, just there's a lot of money for everybody to eat.
Yeah.
Just find your lane.
Find your lane.
Make your money
Stay
and
in
shut the
your
fuck
lane.
up.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Or you're gonna wind up getting on that plane, getting back home. You know, either way.
Yeah. But back to Harold.
Back to Harold.
And Nicole. Yeah.
Yeah. So Harold. Harold was out during COVID. His thing was his boats. He even had a food boat. You know, shout out to Harold for even having a faith to attempt to do something different. You know, that was the first time I seen him step outside his box during COVID because he had no choice. And again, hopefully we get him here. He can tell his own version.
I would love to have a conversation
he'll love
with
it.
him.
Yeah. So that happens, but I'm still going because at the time, again, my Philadelphia family who owns Uncut, Ryan and Maria, shout out the Uncut family, the bar that's on the Story.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So at that time,
that's
Uncut.
That's
Uncut Miami.
That's a Philly operation too.
That's Philly operation.
The
owners are from Philly. The owners are from Philly. Yeah, the owners are from Philly.
Yeah.
So I was already throwing parties there. I did a day party on Sunday there.
Yeah,
and then
time.
COVID hit. I mean, it was rolling. I mean, I was doing club numbers in that.
Yeah, no.
And it's smaller than this.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing club numbers. And it was going very well. And then COVID hit and wiped that out. But remember, the bars were the first thing to open back up. So, you know, me and the owner, Ryan, talked, and I was doing so well on Sundays, like, yo, I need new managers. I'm kind of wiping out. So I was the manager for 2 years.
Wow.
I just left, literally like about a month ago. I was the manager all through the end of like March 2020, all 2021. And then recently, due to the opportunities that I'm blessed with, I had to leave because I won't have the time.
Yeah.
But I love my Uncut family. We have a great relationship. But that's what Game Time was doing during COVID. Miami Good Life wasn't doing nothing. You know, and when I say Miami Good Life wasn't doing nothing, meaning like it wasn't nothing to do.
Yeah.
No club was open.
I got you.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't
Harold
really much.
was just plotting, basically.
Harold was figuring it out. He's a Queens Colombian guy. He's going to figure it out.
New York.
Yeah, shout out to New York.
Yeah.
So as we started getting back, slowly but surely, Miami started opening up, and Harris started getting those calls like he would, different clientele. We both got clientele, and he would go out. You know, the typical promoter. I don't got the party, but you know, I got a table tonight. You know, work on your commission, whatever. These opportunities was popping up, and we're so locked in. He knows when that opportunity opened up. He said, "I got to run it through my guy." So if you were to take a stop.
This is the first on Convos with Bishop because I always get a chance to do the episodes, do it one take, you know, one and done. But this is definitely a special, particular, I should say, because I had to bring my man Justice back because the next thing we were actually going to talk about is his new journey, him and Harold at Dare Nightclub. Yeah. And we was about to get into it. We were about to get into the call.
Yeah.
And then things kind of happened the way that it did. And you know what? Everything does happen for a reason. Because how can we actually talk about a new journey when you haven't even done it yet?
Correct.
And that Friday, the next day, you actually did it.
The next day.
So you have found new knowledge. Obviously, you fucking killed it. I mean, come on. OT Genesis, you know what I'm saying?
It was
Full
dope.
crowd, fucking dope. So before we get into that, I do want to continue with the call that you had, that Harold had.
Right.
And get into that.
Got you. All right. So, like I said, me and Harold been together for years. So a lot of our business ventures, I may get the call or he may get the call. When that call comes, whoever is involved in that call, whether it's on my side or his side, is eventually going to see me or eventually going to see him. Some situations, Miami Good Life may do, like I said, Harold has a dope Saturday party at MA, which is technically Glass House.
Got it.
But we noticed that on the beach, there's no real Latin parties outside of, you know, anything on the beach on a Saturday. So there was room for him to do that, and depending on what's going on is how we get involved. But at the end of the day, we're involved in everything that we do together. You know, whether it's just a game time lifestyle or whether it's a Miami Good Life. And in this situation now, moving on to Dare, with me explaining that, he gets the call for Dare. So in this case, we're going to go under the Miami Good Life umbrella. It's a Miami Good Life situation. It's two brands working together that don't clash. And I think a lot of people don't realize how important it is to expand and have different genres that you can reach out to, different cultures you can reach out to. And we were able to do that together. So we're two people not in each other's way.
Got it.
If it makes sense.
Got it. Like going the same direction, but in two different lanes.
Two different ways.
But there could be times where like maybe you guys can swerve a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's just life.
Yeah.
That's just life.
You know,
that's just
sometimes you guys are in the same lane, but
exactly.
it's like you guys are going the same direction.
Exactly.
So there's no conflict.
Right.
There's no ego either.
There's
you
no
can't
ego.
have no ego if you're trying to like, you know,
even if the ego did come about, the years of grinding, the years of not really having it makes that ego go down when you circle back.
Got it. Okay.
You may be in a moment where things are intense and that ego's coming out, or you know, we may get into it or talk about certain things. But when it simmers down and it circles back, our foundation we have, what we remember, we didn't have what we have.
Yeah.
And it makes you kind of be like, you know what, let me listen to my brother. And then let me listen to you, bro. And let's figure this out, because we understand that you can go far, I can go far, but we can go farther together.
Yeah.
So that's what we understand as partners, and that's what our motto is. And it's just not about the business. We really are brothers. We really are two individual men. Excuse me. Two men that at most times got to put our own personal thoughts and things to a side for the bigger cause. And that's how we work.
And that's definitely takes, you know, a big man to pretty much do that. But I think with your spirituality and who you are as a person and how you align yourself, you know, with, you know, a higher being, it's easier for you to do that.
Correct.
Because you already know where your source is coming from.
Correct.
So, you know, nothing is above that to begin with.
Correct. I totally agree 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
100%, yeah.
So, got the call. Okay. Yeah. So now we're back with forward now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got OT Genesis in the building.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Big congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
On your first night.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It was challenging. Super challenging.
Yeah, talk about the challenges first.
Yeah. Super duper challenging. What I will say is that whenever Harold and I, now we're going on close to 10 years, have started anything, we always face challenges, whether it was political, whether it was people that just felt the way, that's not really trying to congratulate our move, or people that's just downright hating, right? Let's just keep it honest. So it's not going to come in a form of a person saying, hey, look, don't go over there with Justice and Harold. It's not going to come in that form. What it'll come in the form is trying to shift whatever ideas or whatever person we involve, whatever staff we have, it'll come from that direction.
Got it.
Because you can't fool the people. Like in Miami, you can't fool the people. You can fool the tourists, you know what I'm saying, because they're coming to enjoy themselves and let loose. But the people that live here.
The people are here.
Yeah, the people that live here, you cannot fool Miami. You can't fool the ladies. They're going to go where they're taken care of. You can't fool the fellas. They're going to go where they're treated well. And I think that culture now, that's what Game Time Lifestyle kind of is. We cater to the people that's actually coming. Like, you know, you got your artists, and a lot of clubs, you know, obviously you book an artist, you give them a rider, et cetera. But the people that's spending the money to see the artist, why are they not treated well? I don't understand. And when I say that, I don't mean that clubs disrespect clientele. But what I'm saying is the person that doesn't have what the big client has still should get just amount of treatment for his $20, $40, $50, whatever the door fee may be, as the man that's spending $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. And what I mean by that, not the same treatment as far as what he's getting at the club, but just treat it as a person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
Like, yo, bro, I appreciate you coming. This $20 to you is only, to him, it's $5,000. But that $5,000 is, that $20 is $5,000 to this particular person. They don't got it like that.
Yeah.
But they want to enjoy the environment, and they're supporting you.
The experience should always definitely be the same, or I would say the intensity and the work towards making sure that everybody gets the same experience needs to be the same. Just because you're paying, like, it should never ever be less. Like, it should be a foundation, and that foundation should be heightened, should be elevated. Like, okay, of course, if you spend $10,000,
right? It's a different treatment.
It's a different treatment.
But the other person should still have a treatment.
But the person pretty much is getting in the door for $50 and spending some drinks at the bar should not be treated like shit.
Right? Shouldn't.
And a lot of venues,
yeah.
A lot of venues,
yeah. But again. If you look at the history of Miami's always been a city. Well, again, you have to be around for a while to understand it. Miami was always a city where VIP culture was the thing. Like, going back to Club Bed days. Yeah. Like, you're not getting
even liquid with
Prince. You're not getting in certain places.
Yeah.
And we still have that, but that's there for a reason. You know what I mean? That's there for people that want that vibe. But what I'm saying is, if you're opening up the floodgates for more people and more cultures, then you have to be prepared to also deal with those people and those cultures in the same manner as you would as if it was a private event.
Yeah, I think this is actually the reason why I kind of do appreciate clubs outside of Miami, like Dare, because they do cater to more of a wide audience. At times in some venues, I think some Miami venues get a little bit too happy. Like, they just get really too tunnel visioned on basically trying to get the ultra VIP clients, $100K on the table and all that. What they don't understand is that you keep the same level of standard, making sure people still look good and all that stuff. You can still do that at the door. You got to check that at the door. But you can still make, or if not more money in the long run, if you take care of people in the whole to make sure that, they go to the bar. Bro, because come on, like bar life, like we already know what time it is when it comes to like owning a bar and owning a lounge. People make bread. And
it's funny because I've been blessed. Shout out to Uncut Miami. Shout out to Ron and Marie.
Perfect example.
Shout out to those, that group of people from Philly that I built a great relationship. I was their manager for 2 years, and I'm still doing nightlife when we open back up. Still dealing with concierge and game time lifestyle and clientele. But it gave me an opportunity because I was just doing a party for them before pre-COVID, and after COVID, when bars were allowed to open up in Florida. Because of my ability of what I was doing on Sundays, of course, Ryan come to me, hey, look, we got a management position. I took it because it wasn't really much going on. The bars was the only thing open. But it gave me an opportunity to appreciate the small customer, the guy that probably got like $40, but he just need to get out. And he can't pay to go into a club because now if he does, now he got $20. How's he going to get a drink? So at that bar, everybody gets in. We don't have a door fee at Uncut. Like, come in, feel the vibes. You don't have to spend crazy money, but you're going to have to spend something.
I love Uncut, man.
Uncut. It's a vibe. So that experience in itself made me appreciate people more from all cultures. I mean, obviously at Uncut, the predominant culture is African American, because that's the vibe. But we did get other cultures, and we did experience, other people did experience the culture and had a great time. I seen a group of bachelorette girls, is all Caucasian ladies. This night on this Sunday was like, Tori was there,
it was
Uno was there.
Thick.
I'm talking like standing
thick.
Up on tables. Man, these young ladies had the time in their life. They were like from Iowa, but they had the time in their life because I seen them and I pulled them into the VIP. I just didn't let them float or just let them treat them like I seen a lady was celebrating being married, didn't know them, left my table, grabbed them, pulled them over, gave them drinks, made the DJ play, what's that, Let's Get Married, boom, 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 real quick, it's a bar. Play that, time of their lives, love the bar, surrounded by an urban crowd, no problem.
in not all places, but in some places in Miami, we do have a certain level of, I guess, misunderstanding when it comes to cultures, because some white people, some Caucasian people won't necessarily go to certain venues because they think they'll be treated as such, or it's a type of vibe that it might be dangerous and all that. And then vice versa. Some black folks won't go to predominantly white clubs because they won't necessarily get treated the same. Or they won't really necessarily like the vibe and all that. I think some of it is true, but I also think the glaring overarching bridge is that both sides within the nightlife is completely misunderstood. Because if we would understand the dichotomy of it, experiences that you actually cultivated with the white bachelorettes won't necessarily happen at Uncut. It would never happen. The same people would have been like, "Oh no, that's too ghetto." Now there are some people that are ignorant like that, but I think that's the majority, and I think that's the minority, not the majority. So like, what I'm asking is that, like, how do we? Because obviously, like, racial disparity and like racism and discrimination is very, very apparent in Miami. But I do think that one of the bridges that can actually bring us together is music, is nightlife. So from your expertise, what do you think is the answer to bridge that gap? Should we bridge that gap? And I think that's a
so that's a well put question, right? But it's a very simple answer. And it's gonna blow you a little bit. It's not the clubs. It's the people. The people are a reflection of what the club does. So what I'm saying to you is, not trying to target people, but most likely, if the business module is whatever it is, it was created by a person. It was never created by the business. So what I'm saying is, when I go back to telling you, you can't lie to the people of Miami. Like, they know what it feels like and what's welcoming and what's not. And the crazy part about it is, some people may, based on their looks, Miami is very, image driven. Based on their looks, they may be able to get in every club. But for some reason, they love this particular club because they can see multiple cultures. They can hear multiple different types of music. That's what we about. You can't fool the people. So,
and that's what you're.
I don't blame.
And that's what you're bringing at Dare.
Unbelievable. So we'll get to that. But what I'm saying to you is, I would like to get that assumption out of a lot of people's minds. It's not none of the clubs. It's the people. Because the people make the decision on how it's going to flow, who's going to come in, who's not going to come in, what type of look they want. And mind you, I'm saying this as a crossover promoter. I'm saying this as a multicultural promoter. I don't have
game for God knows how
I
long.
don't have a specific demographic. I'm like, oh, I'm just having a party with just black people, or I'm just having a party with white people. I don't want black. Like,
It's a melting pot, bro.
I'm not on.
You and Harold got going on. It's a fucking melting pot.
I'm not on none of that. Like, I'm just on vibes. I don't care what color you are. I don't care, how you look. Again, there's a standard. That standard is due to the business module. And it shouldn't be a standard based on culture. What it should be is a standard based on principle. Principle is, if I have a client that likes a particular image, then I'm going to cater to the client for the business module.
Got it.
But that doesn't mean whatever's going on around that client, I don't have to treat those people like I need for the image.
I see.
You see what I'm saying?
Got you.
So I can put the people where the client is, but why can't I take care of everybody else that's nowhere near the client? Why do I got to treat the whole environment as if it's for the client? You get what you need for your clients, and you let people feel the vibes of the party. Because at the end of the day, you can have as many clients as you want, you can make as much money as you want. You cannot fool the people, because eventually what happens is the clients is going to go where the people go. They want to be in the mix too.
And why the hell don't many promoters have the same mentality that you do?
Well, this is the thing. There's only one me.
Okay, all right. Layman's terms.
Maybe I start a promoter school. It's all types of things I always think about that I'm not saying that
because there's a lot of promoters, man, out here that's fucking up the game.
Yeah, it's really bad. But it's
many people
it's been going on for years.
Yeah, there's many people that I've had a recent even though I was talking about more like concierge hosts, but like, I was giving people that, some flowers. But there's also some people out here that's fucking up the game as well too.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. In life, you got a nice basketball team. Mm-hmm. It's always that one that get in the game, and you like, bro,
why are you here,
bro? Like, you literally just got in. Why are you shooting a three?
Yeah,
we're down 5 with 2 minutes, and you just got in and you shooting a three. Defend, like, try to get a steal.
Yeah,
it's always that one guy that wants to feel that shine, that wants to feel this, and that'll always be.
You know what I think it is, bro? So this is kind of like my hypothesis. Mm-hmm. I've always thought that with not all, but some promoters with that job, that's the only thing that they do.
Yeah.
The alpha and the omega of what they do.
Yeah.
When you are, when sometimes, it's very, very difficult and it's very, very sad when people have to actually work from a mindset of scarcity.
Right.
Because they feel that they actually have to do some immoral things, some unethical things to pretty much get by because that's the only thing that they do. For me, with my concierge, I have a digital branding agency. I'm about to have a freaking clothing company come out.
We're sitting on this podcast.
Yeah, we're sitting on this podcast with another entity right there.
Exactly.
I think the problem with a lot of promoters is that the only thing that they do and the only thing that they eat and sleep and breathe is the is a promotion life.
Right.
Now, which is great. You should definitely be a master of one.
Right.
But I think that there's just so much turnover time in nightlife and promoter culture and promoter business that is very, very dangerous to do that. And especially since you're only doing that one thing, you have access to a lot of vices that can really fuck up your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you follow me on this?
I agree.
And for me, is like, bro, I've seen it firsthand. Where like I went to certain venues and I've seen certain promoters just be moving a certain way, and I know they're not like that because they're good people, but they're doing like that because they're trying to eat. Yeah, I'm like, dog, like, why are you trying to charge girls an extra $500 to $700 to try to get into a club, knowing that it's for fucking free, and then you trying to friggin' try to get more money on a table that only costs $40 a bottle? Like, like, come on, dog. Like,
so if you,
how can we teach them to act differently, man? Because it only hurts us at the end of the day.
Well, this is the thing. It goes back to what we said about clubs. It's not the club. It's not the promoters. It's just whatever person is doing that particular thing. Yeah. Which causes people to think of the club in a bad way, which causes people to think of promotion in a bad way. It's just basically the bad seed thing. Like, once it's a bad seed, the entire apple is thrown off. When actually you just need to rip the seed out and eat the rest of the apple, right? So in that situation, I believe that it just comes from lack of training. All right? I come to Miami. I move here. I'm from wherever, without identifying a particular place. And I want to get in a promotion game. I go to the club. I let them know, hey, look, I can do X, Y, and Z. Give me a shot. They get a promoter a shot. He shows up with 10, 15 girls that night. Looks like he's going to be a pretty good promoter. Well, there was no background check. You don't know this guy's history. It's nightlife. You don't know how he moves or what he's doing or how he's doing it. I believe that eventually the elite need to have some type of training as far as like what they want to do. In our situation, it's different because we're promoters turned businessmen that are still promoters. So we're able to relate to our team. Okay. We're able to talk and speak to them in a way to mold them. Yeah. Instead of the guy that randomly comes to the club, makes a deal, brings his W-9 and just start working. Yeah. And you barely pay him any mind. He's there, he's counting his girls and he's in there. But you're not talking to him. You're not making sure his table's correct. You're not making sure that he's operating properly. We do that. We do that with our promoters. We make sure that they're okay. What if your dad died that day? Yeah. And you got to come to work? Nobody's asking you about your father, but maybe one of us could look at your energy. They're not the same. Hey, come here. Let's come here. What's up? Man, my dad, I just ain't want to let y'all down. My dad, all right, well, listen, I got you. You good? Here's an extra bottle ticket. Don't stress tonight. Whatever you need, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Just that little conversation can change his whole vibe. And if I'm not mistaken, our party's built on vibes.
Yeah.
So everybody has to have a good vibe.
Yeah.
But you don't know what people are dealing with because it's not a type of business where you check on people. And it's operated by people. So where's the mental health awareness with dealing with, the module of the promotion industry and what it does? And I mean, God forbid the female promoters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the stuff they go. But we have some of the best female promoters. I mean, shout out to Amira, who's been around for years, and, Amila and different female promoters that we know are out there. Even Jess, when she was doing her thing back in the day.
Mala from DC?
No, Mala is, I think she's from
Maya.
Europe.
No, Maya, not Mala.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just, there are female promoters that are pretty good that probably been through the trenches.
Yeah.
But that probably can help younger female promoters because at the end of the day, I always like female promoters over guys because guys do too much. If they're not, you know what I'm saying? If they're not on their stuff.
If they're not disciplined.
Yeah, if they're not on their stuff, it can get out of hand. But I mean, how many times you have a problem with a female promoter?
Never.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like she's trying to drag somebody at the end of the night or do anything to anyone.
I got you.
So it's not a bias thing. It's just more of it should be a market for both.
Okay.
Female and male.
Got it.
It's a male-dominated industry, so it's going to probably stay that way.
Yeah.
But we still should be able to bring along women and help them cultivate and make females feel comfortable that are coming into an environment that can be hostile at times if somebody's drinking or something's going on.
One of the points you actually brought up was actually pretty prominent, is that whenever you see somebody who is pretty much down and out, you connect them, you can kind of feel their vibe and see how they are, and definitely cater to them to make sure that they're good.
Right.
I think on top of that, and I think one of the things that actually separates you from any other like promotion company, like even Herald, is that at the end of the day, yes, you guys are like the owners, but at a split of the moment, like you'll get down in the fucking trenches, no hesitation
at all.
Like, take off my damn blazer, take off my friggin' shades, let's get to work.
Right, and it's
a lot of people that have businesses, in any business pretty much. There's a lot of people that they think they're just too cool because they are the number one. They want to get their hands dirty and all that stuff.
I'm glad you said that. I have a perfect example going into Dare.
Okay. Go ahead.
So Dare, too soon to share? Maybe podcast? No. I'm just saying.
No.
I'm just giving you a preface. I'm giving you a preface.
Let's go, yeah.
Too soon to share, but I'll be back for the gritty. Not right now. But I'll be back. We just have to
the Patreon version.
I'm still in the midst.
Okay,
so,
got it.
I don't want to unleash too much, but it was challenging in a way because it's really the biggest club in Florida. Like literally. So it's just kind of like when you get the opportunity, you see it, but when you step into it, it's kind of like you play college ball, but all of a sudden you turn around and you're in the Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I've been playing in front of like 7,000 people. That's cool. But then now you're in front of 20,000.
Holy shit.
So now everything that you do, and that's why, even in sports, when you go to pros, it's different than college because it's a different level. It's more marketing, it's more business driven. And the passion of it is, still have your passion, but this is a business. They can trade you any moment, get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? So with this, it's kind of like the same for me. I'll let Harold speak for itself, but for me, it was like as if I went from college to the NBA. So now it's like my first day playing in the NBA. I'm confident. I got the background. I got the resume. I can get it done, but I'm still in the NBA. So some stuff that I'm not going to be able to recognize unless I'm in it. And for Friday, it was just more operations, right? Because we come with a specific module of what we need done in order to make things work. And Dare obviously has been around for years. They've already been operating. So it's not like those two modules come together completely right away. Yeah. It's going to take time. We work out the kinks. And that's why I've tried to be strategic when I first start parties. And so the OT thing was an idea that was out a week or two before. And then it just kind of start manifesting. And I felt like OT is an artist that everyone thought was going to be like a one-hit guy, and he wound up coming back.
Yeah, he got hits.
Coco was like cool, and then we rode that one. We thinking, and then everybody mad, and then push it, and then he kept bringing it. But the thing about OT and artists that I've booked in the past and had at my parties, OT always performed well, you know, and for grand opening, you want a good performance. You can go out and get a great artist, but if they just sit in the booth, get on the mic, don't interact with the people, don't get involved. And in this situation, we were blessed because Nelly showed up. So Nelly, you know, that's his boy. Mm-hmm. They were there. He hit the stage. Everybody shot out. It was a great experience for the people. And that's what made it great. Maybe numbers weren't super high or crazy. We didn't have a big well in there spending $80,000, but it's coming.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
This is where it starts, bro.
Yeah, it's coming. It happened at Wall. I mean, I remember at Wall, literally, one night we had a client from Greece, 83,000. He bought gold bottles for the entire club. Don Hot is my witness. 83,000. One table. I mean, we were in there like literally, like, you know, shout out to Nicola and Navin. Those are my guys. But I've never seen Nicola so happy.
Of course, what?
Nicola was offering to the DJ booth. Do you want to do a set?
Yeah. Do you want equity in the company?
Anything. like, close the doors. Yeah. We're not stopping this. You know, and it was, those are the moments that make up for years of, you know, going through trials and tribulation. That one moment, it's kind of like if you play all season and then you win a chip. Well, you only won a chip in a short amount of time in comparison to your 83 term season that you went through. You know what I'm saying? Whether you got injured, came back, and then you finally won a chip.
Yeah.
It was that moment that was like our chip for us, because it's just like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's finally see a receipt, you know, that you're going to make money from that's like close to six figures for one night.
Yeah.
Was amazing for us in the beginning. You know what I mean? And now we're at a point where like, okay, we seen this. So now what's next? You know what I mean? So those are the moments that I talk about that are special to me. You know what I mean? As far as my work and ethic, I don't get off on being known in Miami. I don't feel like I have to be in the mix. I'm not really that type of guy.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because I've lived it already. Way before I did parties. I was play basketball.
Yeah.
You're living good. Israel was great. To me, it's still better than Miami. You know, Tel Aviv is fun. But there, it was challenging in a way in just operations. But we made it work. And what I'm telling you is, you just said, I know you guys. Like, if something ain't go right, y'all get down in the trenches. Now, mind you, I wore a leather snakeskin
I know.
blazer. I wore a leather snakeskin blazer for my grand open. Dope jacket.
Yeah.
Flies can be expensive, but it was dope. And, you know, with a nice dress shirt, you know, tux pants, some nice shoes. By 1 o'clock, I almost sweated out my entire outfit. Why? It's because of operations. I had to make sure everybody was straight.
Yeah.
They didn't even know, you know, how we were doing, how we doing. We figuring it out. We're getting it together. See, I don't mind sharing that information because every club goes through that. You know, every club goes through a building foundation to where you're going to be. I mean, you can go back to the GOAT, like I told you, and ask him how that first started and how it was. Wasn't looking promising.
Which I'm lining up an interview. Mike Garner.
Mike
Garner, be ready,
Mike.
sir.
Yeah. Once he see this, once he see this, he like, I got to talk about
Why'd
this.
you come to me first? You know how Mike is. You know what I'm saying? He's like, the fuck? Like,
you got to come to the GOAT first. But I got him right now.
Yeah.
So, we do that. OT performs well. And then, like I said, I'll get to the gritty part maybe another time.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But put it this way, OT was also booked somewhere else the same night. So I had to deal with that. We'll leave that alone.
Which I'll talk about off air, because when I saw it, I was like...
Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But at this point, bottom line is I always wish the best for everybody in our industry, because we are really literally a small family.
Yeah.
And people don't really get that. There is no king of Miami. There's no such thing. It just doesn't exist. And as soon as people have that stigma about it, to me, you already lost. You know what I'm saying? It's the Scarface mentality. And what happens to Scarface at the end of the movie? So it's just kind of like,
got clapped.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like.
So do you want to be Scarface?
Yeah, like, all right. Like, you made a little cute little run. But, you know, it's the people that really are just good people, you know, that really cares. And there are a lot of good people. in the industry.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's just that the ones that normally are good are quiet. And the ones that normally are not are the loudest ones. You know, like back to, what's that, Frank Lucas, the loudest one in the room is the weakest.
It's the weakest.
And the quiet is the most dangerous. You know, that's a true statement.
Yep.
But yeah, Dare, we're coming back this Friday with Spin King from New York.
Okay.
And I will unleash something else as well. So
Nah, man,
won't do it
definitely.
right now, but yeah.
So yeah, man, this has been great, man.
Yeah.
To pretty much wrap up, because we were about probably like 5 more minutes.
Right.
What would you, if you see in the game right now a young Justice, what would you tell him?
First of all, it'd be hard to talk to him. Because he think he know everything already.
Well, okay.
You know, like I'm hanging out with the GOAT. Like I got tables, I got bottles, I got everything. Like, so you know, me knowing what I know now, I probably would just say to him, at the end of the day, know your worth. Like, know who you are. I don't care who is who or what is what or who you're involved with or who you know or who you're connected to or how powerful your friend is or how powerful your other friend is. No. Excuse me. Know your worth. Know who you are and just keep working. You know what I mean? You're going to become exactly everything you really want to be if you really put in the work and just let God do the rest. You know, it's just going to happen. And it's been doing that for me probably for the last 3-4 years. I haven't been looking for anything. I'm not out like, oh, I need to do this and I need to shut down Miami. Like, what are you talking about?
No, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's for me is for me, and there's nobody that can do nothing about it. They can delay it, they can hate, but it's still gonna happen.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna go down, and it's
Yeah.
gonna work in my favor because when you move in that type of energy, you have that type of heart. Usually, things just go in your favor, and you just be looking around like that wasn't really me. Like last Friday at Dare wasn't really me.
Yeah.
It was something else.
Yeah.
You know, without getting into that part of it. But, you know, to embrace it and feel it and to continue to understand you was born here without any of these people around. And most likely when you go, none of these people will be around.
Yeah, no, facts.
So know that, move in that, believe in that, but still keep it social. You know, keep it loving, keep it network as best as you can. And then as you evolve, you make sure that the people are evolving around you, and the ones that don't, you cut them off.
Got you.
That's what I would tell him.
Yeah, no,
he held on to people too long.
Yeah.
That was like, I'm a loyal dude. Like, I'm loyal. Like,
Justice.
nah.
Been phenomenal, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
you.
Yep.
Before we wrap up, I got one
here
more
we go.
question.
Here
One
we go.
question for you, okay?
All right, here we go.
All right. Now, I know you may be a little biased. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Now, I consider your basketball knowledge to be supreme.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I need the shortest answers possible
Okay.
and why.
Okay.
Team Philly
Okay.
versus Team New York. Who would win in a basketball game and why?
Now we're going all time?
All time.
All time.
Yes. It's not that easy.
It's not that easy,
Okay,
bro.
all right.
That's
Well, you know it's not that easy. Okay, 'cause I know you got the bean.
That was
You got
not
the
easy.
bean,
No,
but-
we got Wilt. You forgot? He went to Overbrook. His
Yeah.
name Wilt Chamberlain. He still kind of got every record.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was putting up 30, 25, and 30 and 20. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, we got Wilt.
Yeah,
So
you got
that
Wilt.
right there is tough
Yeah.
in itself. I mean, you got Kareem from New York. That would be a good matchup, but I think Wilt will win that matchup just because of the way Kareem moves and the way that Wilt used to move. I mean, Wilt was basically... I mean, it's just unbelievable. Yeah. I won't even get into it because I got an opportunity to meet Wilt. So I'm biased.
Okay.
Yeah, I am biased. I'm biased. I'm biased. It's Philly. It's Team Philly.
We'll keep that
It's Team Philly.
question up in the air.
It's Team Philly.
Justice, my man, it's been phenomenal. Thanks for coming back.
Yep.
Finish this up.
Yep.
You'll be back.
Yeah. I'll be back for the grit.
All right, man. Thank you.
That was good.
That was good.